The concept of the global resource nexus focuses on the links between resources rather than on the resources themselves. And in our study, we looked at 5 resources: water, energy and food, which is what many people look at, but we also added land and minerals. And by looking at these resources all together, we focus not so much on the resource themselves, but on the links between the resource, so that if somebody takes an action on one resource, it has an unintended consequence on another resource, possibly in another location. So to understand this complexity, we've identified 3 realms of the nexus: a market realm, a strategic realm, and a nexus on the ground. Now, the market realm is where the connection is driven by markets. That's to say, somebody makes a decision on one continent about one resource, and markets transfer the impact to another continent and another resource. For example, the search for biofuels, the need for biofuels in Europe, causes changes to agricultural patterns and water flows in Southeast Asia. In the strategic realm, we identify the role of nation-states seeking to gain control of resources. And I think a classic example of that is building of dams upstream that changes the flow of water, that changes the agricultural patterns, the quality of water, human health and livelihoods downstream. And I think in Southeast Asia, China's building of dams on the Mekong and other rivers is having consequences downstream in Southeast Asia. The third realm of the nexus is the nexus on the ground, where bad governance, overpopulation, corruption, corrupt practices results in destruction of biodiversity, bad use of land. That means that people can no longer live harmoniously, and this builds conflict and migration that can change from being a local problem to a regional problem. Now, although the heartland of this problem really is in North Africa, it can occur anywhere, and I think this is a big challenge for Southeast Asia as its economy grows to manage resources at a local level so that you don't get local conflict. So the key message is that managing resources is not just about managing each individual resource, it is looking across the whole spectrum of resources and ensuring that government departments, policy advisors, academic departments and ministries are organized in such a way that they can look across this full range of resources, both within the country, regionally and globally, so that decisions made do not have undesirable, unintended consequences somewhere else.